Listen closely, faithful, because what I'm about to walk you through isn't your typical rumor, your typical headline, or your typical mid-season storyline. This is something different, something bigger, something that could fundamentally transform the San Francisco 49ers defense overnight. And right now, the entire NFL world is buzzing. The phones are buzzing, social media is buzzing, fans are buzzing. Because a rumor has quietly surfaced. And if this rumor is true, the 49ers may be targeting a star cornerback before the deadline. And I don't mean a solid corner. I don't mean depth. I don't mean a rotational player. I mean a real star, a real lockdown player, a real difference maker, someone who steps onto the field and changes the entire geometry of a defense, someone who wipes out an entire side of the field. Someone who forces opposing quarterbacks to rethink every throw. You know what that means? It means the 49ers would immediately shift from dangerous to nightmare. But before we get into who the player might be, why the rumor exists, and how this affects the entire locker room, let's address the elephant in the room. The 49ers secondary has been the single most nerve-wracking, heart-pounding, stress-inducing part of this team all season long. Every fan watching right now knows exactly what I mean. You've seen the blown coverages, you've seen the late reactions, you've seen quarterbacks pick on the weak spots. You've seen big plays given up that should never happen in a championship-caliber defense. And when you're trying to win a Super Bowl, that's the kind of liability that doesn't just hurt you, it destroys you. But here's the thing, the 49ers know that too. The front office knows, the coaching staff knows, the players know. Everyone inside the building has felt it. And right now, with the NFC tightening up, with the playoff picture getting clearer, and with other contenders loading up, the 49ers can't afford to sit still. They can't afford to pretend everything is fine. They can't afford to hope things magically improve. Championship teams don't hope, they act. And that's exactly why this rumor is exploding. Because insiders, quietly, subtly, but confidently, are saying the 49ers are doing their homework on a star cornerback, someone potentially available, someone who might be pried from a struggling team, someone who might be frustrated with their current situation, someone who fits perfectly into the 49ers' defensive system, and someone whose arrival would instantly give this team something they've been missing all year: fear factor. You know what fear factor is? It's when an opposing offensive coordinator watches film and says, "We're not throwing to that guy's side." It's when the shutdown corner lets your pass rush go wild because the quarterback has to hold the ball longer. It's when receivers start running their routes differently because they don't want to get embarrassed. It's when everything feels tighter, faster, more dangerous for the opponent. And right now, the 49ers don't have that, at least not consistently. Charvarius Ward is a baller. Diamador Lenoir competes every snap. But the team still lacks that one guy who changes everything by himself. And a move like this, the right star, that would be seismic. So let's talk about why the rumor is heating up now. The reason is simple: timing. The league is approaching the window where losing teams decide whether to rebuild or reload. Struggling teams start picking up the phone. Frustrated stars start leaking their unhappiness. And contenders like the 49ers start quietly checking prices. This is exactly how blockbuster trades start. Not loud, but quiet. Not with a tweet, but with a whisper. And right now, that whisper is getting louder. The 49ers are not desperate, but they are hungry. They see what's happening around the league. They see teams like the Lions and Eagles loading up. They see the NFC tightening. They see how close every game is. They see how one weakness can destroy a season. And adding a star corner isn't a luxury, it's a necessity if you want to go through elite offenses in January. And let's be real, this front office has already shown they'll make bold moves. Christian McCaffrey? Bold. Chase Young? Bold. Trent Williams? Bold. This isn't a passive franchise. This is a franchise that makes aggressive, targeted, high-impact moves when they see an opening. And if a star cornerback actually becomes available, don't think for 1 second the 49ers won't be involved. Now let's talk about the suspense that's driving fans crazy. Who is the mystery corner? Who are the possible targets? Without naming names inside the script, let's talk archetypes. The 49ers aren't looking for a project. They're not looking for hope. They're not looking for someone who needs 3 months to adapt. They want someone who can walk onto the field on day 1 and play like a veteran with full confidence. Someone physical, someone long, someone who fits a press-man heavy system, someone with ball skills, someone with swagger. You know that type of corner, the one who walks onto the field and immediately lets the whole defense know, "Don't worry, I've got this." That's the kind of player being discussed. And if the 49ers pull this off, let me tell you exactly what changes. The pass rush becomes lethal. When quarterbacks can't throw on rhythm, Nick Bosa becomes a monster again. The entire defensive line starts getting home faster. Third downs become chaos. Play action becomes less effective. Deep shots become dangerous. Safeties can play more aggressively. Everything tightens, everything speeds up, and everything becomes harder for opponents. This isn't just a rumor. This is a potential season-changing move. And here's what makes it even spicier. The locker room knows the front office is watching. When rumors like this leak, players get sharper, veterans get louder, young guys get hungrier. Everyone gets locked in because they know the team is evaluating every snap. You want to stay on the field? You'd better prove you belong there. Competition rises, urgency rises, standards rise. You can feel it in the building. And you know who benefits the most? The offense. When the defense tightens up, the offense gets more possessions, more rhythm, more chances to dictate tempo. That's how complete teams are built. That's how contenders separate themselves. But let me address the big question every fan is asking. Is this rumor actually real, or is this just smoke? Here's the truth. NFL teams do not waste time on fake rumors. If this much noise is circulating, it's because the 49ers are exploring something. That doesn't guarantee a trade, but it does guarantee interest. And when the 49ers have interest, they're dangerous. This team is built to win right now, not next year, not 5 years from now, today. And if adding a star cornerback is what pushes them over the edge, the front office will not hesitate. Think about the timing. Think about the context. Think about the weaknesses the team has shown. Think about the expectations. Everything points toward the 49ers making a move. Everything points toward a front office that understands windows don't stay open forever. Everything points toward action. And I'll tell you this, if the 49ers land the right corner, the entire identity of this defense changes. Suddenly, coverage tightens. Suddenly, the pass rush hits home. Suddenly, opponents have fewer mismatches. Suddenly, one of the few question marks on this roster becomes a strength. You think the NFC is ready for that? You think quarterbacks want to deal with that? You think offensive coordinators want a game plan for a defense that has no weaknesses? Not a chance. But the suspense remains. Will the 49ers actually pull the trigger? That's the beauty of this moment. The rumor is out there. The discussions are happening. The fan base is watching. The league is watching. And the pressure is rising. And the 49ers? They know exactly what's at stake. This isn't about hype. This isn't about headlines. This is about building a championship defense. This is about giving the offense support. This is about maximizing the prime of stars like Bosa, Warner, Kittle, Debo, McCaffrey. This is about finding the missing piece. And if this rumor is true, if the 49ers actually land a star cornerback, then the rest of the league is in trouble, real trouble.
Because a defense with that kind of shutdown ability, combined with a loaded offense, combined with elite coaching when locked in, that's not just a playoff team.
That's a Super Bowl team. And the 49ers know it.